Okay, so what's your name and what HQ you're at?
My name's Marie and I'm at Buxton.
Brilliant. So how long have you been a member for now?
Joined in January, so like 8 months. Yeah.
Brilliant. So what results have you seen in that time?
So I've dropped from a size 14 to a size 8 dress size. I've dropped 10 kilos in weight and I'm able to do like lifting weights that I didn't think I would be able to. Been able to do like chin-up, pull-up stuff. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Generally just feel stronger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with that, I suppose, comes confidence as well. I bet you feel more confident in your abilities, everything there.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant. I think just start to feel more comfortable in your own skin and just, it's good.
Brilliant. So you must have had some struggles before you come through those doors. So what was like your main struggle with your health and fitness before starting HQ?
I had a lot of times in the day where I felt quite low energy. I'd kind of just sort of drag through the day really. I'd say I did a bit of walking, but not, it would just be like short walks, not doing much. I wasn't very active. Yeah.
So you had like sort of did you have like a drive to get into the gym, but sort of not really found that right path as such?
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, I think the more you kind of start to put on weight because you're doing less, the more you don't want to really go and do things. So I kind of knew things like I wanted to do swimming, but then it was like, don't want to be in a swimming costume. And so there was a lot of body consciousness of actually, going to a gym. So.
Absolutely, I think that's a great point because the more bad habits you have, then the easier it is to stay in those bad habits, but the more good habits you have, then the easier it is to stay in the good habits as well.
Yeah.
Brilliant. So obviously stepping through the gym doors, I think, is the biggest struggle for anybody. So what worries exactly did you have about starting the program, the 6-week program?
Definitely just a stereotype idea that it was going to be people that knew what they were doing. People that all sort of like that they would be quite fit already, or predominantly males, or just like that I wouldn't really be like sort of blend in or anything.
Yeah. And how was that? Obviously that was the worry. How was it when you actually started?
It was just completely did away with all that stereotypes. There was just all ages, all fitness levels, it automatically just felt comfortable straight away.
I think you realise as soon as you get into that environment, everybody was feeling the same before they started, and it's just normal. It's just like welcoming and friendly.
It was. Yeah.
Brilliant. So how has your life changed since you started HQ?
From the beginning, I started to notice like my fitness levels were just like improving, which then it kind of meant that I started to want to do more. So I did just become more active. I would walk more often, then just started to get like doing things like with family, going swimming. So that was great to be doing that again. And then just sort of time with like just taking part in things that were a bit more active. Started doing a bit of like indoor climbing with my son because he does that. So just kind of being a bit more up for it really. I think I just had a bit more like of a zest for life.
Excellent. So let's talk specifically about the 6-week meltdown program. So how did you find that program?
I really enjoyed the structure to it, and I felt like the information came in at just the right time. So there wasn't like sometimes you can get information and it's overloading, but I felt like it was just delivered. The pacing was just really comfortable to kind of take something on board, work it into your life, and then the understanding, it was easy to understand.
Brilliant. And then it becomes sustainable and
it did. Brilliant.
So how did you find the shoot program? So you did the shoot, moved on to the shoot after the 6 weeks. How did you find that?
It was very interesting because it kind of brought up a lot of things around healthy habits, how healthy I thought my habits were, that versus like different ways to improve those things. There was a lot of there was a lot of challenge in it, but it was all so well supported that actually it felt like, you know, the trainers and people at the gym, they'd all been through it, so there was a lot of backup support if you were struggling with something. And there was times, you know, where it was just, I also had other things going on concurrently with it, so it was like, yeah, there was, but those challenges like have actually helped me develop these ways to, you know, mentally approach things and
other areas of your life as well.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Brilliant.
So
yeah, and I believe there's strength in numbers. I believe when you're inside the gym, what you've said then is you've got trainers that have taken the session but have done a shoot. You've got members in there that have done a shoot, and that just helps you along the way as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was great actually. And initially I didn't even think I would join and do the shoot, but then you do pick up on that chatter and you can like see how much positivity people have got from actually doing that process. So you just kind of think, oh, yeah, I want a bit of that. So yeah, it's good.
Brilliant. So let's talk specifically about the HQ sessions. So how do you perceive them? How are they?
Well, I can't wait to go. I love going. I feel like there's kind of just a really good atmosphere where you feel that like everybody's working on their fitness levels, so it's very motivating. The structure to it is like you kind of know what you're doing. You can get that back up if you know, not quite lifting in the right way. You know, you form. Everything's just very, I want to say easy, but it's not like there's, you know, you push yourself so you get the results, but it's the actual getting there, doing it, it is, you know, it's very straightforward.
And the structure and the exercise, what you got to do, it's on the board, you just rotate around the room and that's what you get and do.
That's it. Yeah.
Brilliant. So has anything cool happened since you started? Like what's like been the most life-changing thing really?
It's been massively life-changing. I can think of lots of examples. So quite early on I thought, right, I'm actually really getting into fitness, you know. Didn't think I would, but it was like a change of, you know, what I was doing. I went to like a fitness expo in Manchester, ended up meeting like the two strong men and just like, you know, just bodying about, looking at what other fitness things, you know, people do. I had a little bit of a go at calisthenics, got into that a bit, I thought, you know, just, and like other goals that I've worked on in my life that I've struggled with, I've successfully like achieved things that I think just the approach of how to, you know, get in a good mental place, all the confidence that comes from weightlifting, you know, you just, it brings such an improvement across the board really.
And you get that belief in yourself, especially when you follow through with it, you commit to the gym, and that just spills out naturally into all areas of your life as well.
It does,
So, that's brilliant. So how would you find your knowledge on food? So let's say the 6-week program before you started, and then doing the 6 weeks. Let's talk about food.
Yeah, I mean, I actually thought that I knew quite a bit about food, and then, you know, I've kind of realised so much more, to it. But I think now the way that I put together meals and things, I'm really thinking of how the nutrition content, you know, it's become, I mean, the tracking that I did helped because it made me actually conscious of what I was eating, not just, you know, blindly putting things in and not thinking about it. That was really eye-opening, and now it's just, I mean, I love just preparing like healthy meals, and it's just,
Brilliant. Yeah, brilliant. So how did you find obviously that was going on to sort of the 6 weeks, the shoot. How did you find the stricter program and the shoot? The stricter nutrition part?
It was tough going, but it actually kind of, it makes you really think about what you're going to get from the food. Like what is this food actually doing? Is it like really necessary to like get the calories from, I mean, my big thing was like snacking. You know, prone to snacking, so it was just, it kind of made me really value the getting full from a decent meal. So that, you know, that kind of came into place near the end because, you know, there's just no way around it really. There's nowhere to hide with it. You've got to sort of, yeah,
absolutely. I think you hit the nail on the head, because I think we realise that we should actually look at what we're consuming a little bit more, because that meal's going to make you feel full, that meal's not going to not, that's going to help you towards your goals, and we don't realise that until we have this target of calories, and we have to think outside the box to fit them. So I think that, and then you take them habits into your day-to-day life. Brilliant. So what would you say to anybody thinking about joining?
Just absolutely go for it. If you've got any sort of curiosity, then just go for it. I mean, like, I got curious because I saw somebody's testimonial. Alex was doing up a video and somebody was just talking about it, and I was like, that struck a chord with me, and I was like, right, there's something about this. So just make that inquiry if you feel curious to it.
Brilliant.
And if you feel motivated to make a change, it'll, you know, get you where you want to be.
Brilliant. And I'm sure your words are going to now return and help inspire other ladies as well. So ladies, if you would like any more information, just click the link on this video and we'll drop you a message and explain the programme in a little bit more detail. Take care.